The New York State Department of Transportation presents the DOT POD.
And welcome into the DOT POD. I'm Josh Heller.
And I'm Anya Cardos.
And we are delighted to have you joining us. Well, we often hear the inspiring stories of DOT workers who go above and beyond their duties, helping those in need, like aiding stranded drivers during major snowstorms or after accidents. But in today's episode, we're sharing the incredible stories of DOT employees who come to the aid of animals in distress, including one worker who helps to provide comfort to shelter pets as they search for their forever homes.
These stories are going to be a reminder to you that even in the midst of our busy daily commutes or construction, there is definitely a world of kindness out there. We are starting out our series of stories with Brett Stoner, Highway Maintenance Supervisor 2 out of Washington County. Brett, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Brett.
Well, thank you for having me.
So your main job is really to make sure that our roadways are safe for the traveling public. But a while back, your job took on a unique role of animal rescuer with a baby deer. Tell us about that.
Yes, I received a call from one of my guys that was out mowing who had came across a baby fawn laying in a ditch. And he said that it was in serious distress and he thought that it was hit by a car. And so I was like, okay. And I said, I'll come up and take a look at it. And as I was headed up where the road that they were on, a deer that small would not get hit and survive. And so I'm thinking this is kind of strange that this fawn is hit on this road. I mean, it's heavily traveled by tractor trailers and just high-speed traffic. So I got there and I located the fawn, and I had called our office in the meantime and had them call DEC or the troopers or whoever to get somebody there to assist me. So when I got there, I found it. I got over safe and got out with it, and it kept trying to crawl away from me, and then it kept it would turn and it would try to crawl into the road.
Oh no!
And with no use of his back legs at all. And so I'm sitting there and I get down and I'm looking at him and I was like, well, geez, I don't see where this thing has been hit. And I'm like, this is very strange. But I was thinking that being from a farm town and being around farms a lot, I was thinking maybe that this thing had just been born. And I know sometimes with calves being born, they sometimes don't have the use of their back legs. It takes a while for them to get the strength to stand up on them or something. And I was thinking that maybe this had just happened within the last 24 hours that this thing was born and maybe just didn't have use of its legs. And so eventually the trooper comes. I said, let's see if there's, maybe there's something that's, because the thing does not look to have been hit by a car or anything. And so he said, okay. So we called NCON, and 45 minutes later, when NCON got there. But the whole time it was funny because I kept talking to it.
So you were talking to the baby deer? I
was talking to the baby deer because it was trying to get back out into the road. And so the road that it was on was State Route 149. So I named the deer 149. And so I kept saying, 149, get back. And,
were you trying to corral the deer back? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah,
I was to make sure you weren't. Were you holding on to the deer?
Well, yes. Eventually I did just pick it up and hold it. And when the NCON officer arrived, as I was petting it, and the thing had just beautiful big eyes and just a cute face on it. The poor little thing. I felt so horrible for it. And it was in pain. It was whining. It was crying.
And it was in danger of the roadway. You were trying to protect this poor deer.
Right. But obviously they don't understand. They're trying to get away from anything. But I held it. And when NCON officer showed up, I handed it to him, and he's like, well, he's like, hold on to it for a second. So I held it up, and he said, oh, look at right here on its, I guess it would be at the end of his backbone where his hips meet. He said, you see that little bump? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, what's happened is, he says, the animal got excited, and when it went to run, which it was probably crossing the road with his mother at the time is what he figured, it went to run, and that it kind of snaps because it's not fully formed. And so the tendons and everything don't work, and the muscles don't work. And so all it could do was crawl to the shoulder. And he said, but they said that they would be able to, that it would heal. And so he said that he took it to a, I don't know if it's something that DEC is part of, or they must be affiliated with it somehow, because he was taking it to this place. It was like 45 minutes to an hour away. And the whole time that this thing was crying. And he's like, I'm going to have to listen to this for the next 45 minutes to an hour. But he said it's going to be worth it. And so I told the ENCON officer, I'm like, well, take care of him. I said, his name is 149. And so, I mean, that was basically that was it. I mean, it
has to feel pretty good. You know, it's not your normal day to day, but that has to feel pretty good to have that kind of impact.
It did feel good. And, you know, being a hunter myself, and hunt deer, the last thing you ever want to see is an animal suffer. And so it was nice to be able to help 149, and hopefully 149 grows up to be a big, successful deer.
Well, Brett's story is certainly not an isolated one. DOT shares many stories and photos on our social media platforms, highlighting the ways our workers help our furry and feathered friends. Now, you may have heard of Jenny the kitten, who survived being tossed from a car into a DOT work zone in Utica, and how our workers quickly scooped up the kitten and got her medical attention. They also helped Jenny find a new and happy home.
We know of maintenance workers who have saved turtles from roadways and rescued ducklings who accidentally waddled over storm grates and ended up in the drains below. There's been countless dogs, cats, and even a pig rescued by our kind-hearted DOT employees. Our next interview is with Ryan Wilson, Acting Highway Maintenance Supervisor 2, covering the Hudson Valley. He helped to save an injured hawk. Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks for coming, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, Ryan, first of all, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do with DOT.
Well, I've been working for DOT for 14 years. I am a highway maintenance supervisor 2 there.
So tell us a little bit about your situation where you found this hawk and what happened. Tell us the story.
Well, we had a crew out cutting brush off the side of the road on the Taconic State Parkway, and we noticed traffic slowing down in the open live lane of traffic. And cars were moving slowly, swerving, and we looked over to see what was going on, and we noticed a hawk just walking down the left lane, the open lane, and cars were trying not to hit it and just getting around it.
Obviously, if the hawk is walking, that's probably not a great sign for the hawk. So talk about what happened when you guys got to the scene.
So we looked at it, and we didn't want to touch it at first. We didn't know anything about it. So one of our highway maintenance worker ones, she said, I have a friend who works at an animal sanctuary, and I can give her a call and see what she says. And she contacted her.
So what happened next?
So the sanctuary told us to cover the hawk with a sweatshirt, pick it up out of the road, which we did. We stopped traffic. We had state police who are always in our work zones helping us stop traffic, and we covered the hawk with a sweatshirt, picked it up, put it in a box, and brought it over to our truck. And they said they would be down in 15 minutes as long as it was safe for them to pull into the work zone.
We've seen a photo of this hawk, and it is perched on some DOT equipment. Talk about that photo and how that came to be.
So we were a little nervous carrying the box at Jessica, the highway maintenance worker 1 who was carrying it. We we put it in the back of our patrol truck dump body, and as we were putting it in, the hawk kind of moved a little bit too much, and the box tipped over and jumped and perched itself right on the side rail of the truck.
So it wasn't a stage photo, what you're saying. You didn't pose the hawk there.
No,
It's a good looking photo. It's a good looking hawk.
Yep, and we just said it wasn't moving. We'll just leave it be right there, and hopefully it stays. And it stayed perched there until the sanctuary came down.
So what did the sanctuary say when they got there, when they took a look at the hawk?
They were a little confused because they didn't think it was hit by a car, and they usually have wing damage, and they just looked at it and they said they were gonna bring it up to the sanctuary and put it under surveillance for a while.
Do you know what happened to the hawk?
From my understanding, they think it might have had a brush with a car and had slight concussion or something of that nature.
And the outcome of this story?
I believe it was released a few days after it went into the sanctuary.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Sometimes we don't always know all the details, but it's good to know that when you deliver an animal that's in need, they're in good hands.
Definitely.
Does it make you feel good that you were in the right place at the right time?
Yes, definitely. I'm an animal lover, and I will always help out an animal if I can.
Is that the only time you've gotten called on an animal? I imagine that it's not, I wouldn't say common per se, but it has to be something that happens on the road.
Yeah, we do. We have deer, ducks. We've had a lot of ducks go down storm drains, a lot of dogs. Unfortunately, there are some, bad outcomes to them, but we have had a lot of good outcomes. And any animal, we're in the Taconic region, Taconic State Parkway by the state park, and there's every animal you can think of down there. So they're always going to find their way out to the road and make their way out to the road. So
I think when people look at DOT workers, they're like, they're helping people navigate their way around construction, stuff like that. But they don't necessarily think of all the other beings that are in need of help, much like people, when they're stranded on the roadway, or, there's good Samaritans in the form of DOT workers who help out, and they're also helping out animals as well. What would you like people to know about, like, the scope of this kind of work? You're helping out all the time.
We do what we can, and anybody that needs help, human or animal, we're there to help.
Regardless of how many legs you got, wings you got.
It doesn't matter.
But I mean, again, what's the job of the deal? It's to keep people, drivers, safe, but to keep everyone safe, and that includes the animals that maybe in dangerous situations, and moving them to places that are less dangerous, like this particular hawk. And it's always good to hear the positive stories. I mean, I think anyone who's driven on major roads, you see that sometimes they don't turn out great, but being able to see these positive situations again, it has to give you and your employees a good amount of pride to know that they made a difference, a tangible difference.
It definitely does. Everybody involved, even people who weren't involved, they're happy. They want to see everybody and every animal go home.
Did you name the hawk?
I did not.
Oh,
no, we did not. No.
Missed opportunity. Name that hawk.
Hawkeye Pierce? Anything like that? No.
Come up. I think that one's taken. I think that one's taken. We'll take a look at it. But again, Ryan, we appreciate you telling your story here and letting us know about it. And thank you for the work you do every day and the work you do not every day that helps animals out. We really appreciate you sitting down and chatting. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Ryan's rescued hawk has a bit of a connection to our next guest, Kim Latour. She's an administrative assistant with Region 8 in Poughkeepsie, and she is spearheading an effort right now to raise donated items for the Hudson Valley Animal Rescue and Sanctuary. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
coming.
joining us.
And that particular organization is, if we're not mistaken, where that hawk was taken.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a nice little connection there. So they took care of that hawk, and now you guys are taking care of them.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, and what it is you do with DOT.
Yeah. I've been here with DOT for 8 years now, and I am head of the social committee that we run. So we're always having an annual event for our employees for the Hudson Valley. And this year, every year we decide to do a charity take donations for a local charity within the region. And this year we decided that our fur babies are important to us. So wanted to do the Hudson Valley Rescue Sanctuary.
So according to the Hudson Valley Animal Rescue and Sanctuary, they adopt out over 1,200 animals annually. Most of the animals that are taken in are at high risk for euthanasia and have no other options. 75% of the animals coming into the facility are in need of immediate medical attention, much like that hawk was, surgeries, or lifelong medication or specialty care. Volunteer-run wildlife rehabilitation takes in around 300 injured and orphaned wild animals annually. Their average stay is about 3 months, but can be as much as 6 months, and during that time they need daily care, food, medication, and so you're helping to raise money as well as donations for these animals that really don't have much of another option right now.
Correct. Yep. In 2020, when COVID hit, we decided our family was going to adopt an animal, and that place is dear to my heart. So that's where we've adopted our dog, and we go there for vet services all the time. And again, they're always looking for donations because it's non-for-profit. So these animals need a home and a place and food, toys while they're there.
We're here in Poughkeepsie at the office for Region 8, and outside in the lobby, there's a big box for donations. How's it going?
It's going great. I didn't expect that much yet. So it is actually full to the top right now. So hopefully we will get even more donations closer to our annual event this year.
And you're going to be raising money at the event also for this location.
Correct. We'll do a 50-50. So that money will also go to anything else that they need, food, blankets, toys, medical health for the animals as well.
I know you're an animal lover, but tell me or share a little bit about how this has sort of connected you to a larger issue, and that's helping pets that are coming in from other states. Those are, kill shelters. We know that, here they can find sanctuary. What's the broader scope of this for you, like on a personal level? I'm an animal lover. If I could adopt them all, I would. Yeah.
I can't. I just don't like seeing them injured or mistreated by anybody. So it just plays a role, in my everyday life since I've gotten my dog there. And I want to help the facility, want to give back to our community, who give to us as well.
It's a very important question. What kind of dog you got?
She is a hound pointer mix.
Ooh, and what's her name?
Her name is Harper.
Oh, how old is Harper?
She'll be 5 in June.
Oh, and are we going to see pictures of her before we go?
Yes.
Okay, good. These are all important things for me personally. I don't know if anyone on the podcast cares, but for me, I need to know and see these things. That was the best part of COVID was being on those Zoom meetings and seeing people's pets. It literally got me through days of just like seeing just dogs and cats walk by. My cats would just walk by and just plop down in front of the camera. Like, yeah, I live here. And I love it. I love it.
Yes, and during COVID, a lot more dogs and animals were adopted during COVID than any other given time.
Yeah, these aren't just adopted animals either. They're injured animals as well. Have you had a chance to, outside of adopting your own dog, have you had a chance to visit the facility when it comes to the kind of care that they provide for wild animals who have been injured?
I have not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, since COVID, they really don't allow outside people to come in. You have to make an appointment for any visit that you want. But I did go over there to let them know that they were chosen this year for our donations. We wanted to give back to them. But I haven't, but it's a good idea, to see what they do.
What was their reaction when you let them know that they're the focus of this year's fundraiser?
Oh, they were really grateful. They were surprised. So
Yeah.
I don't know if many other people, I know people do donate, but to go that far and to get that many donations and to be part of a 50-50 and get cash and donate it back for the
Makes a
needs
huge
of them.
difference.
Yes.
Huge difference for these organizations like that. Now, obviously, as you know, as we mentioned, we had a coworker of yours on, Ryan Wilson, talking about a hawk that was found on the road that was actually brought to that sanctuary. Did you know that we utilized that sanctuary?
I didn't.
For bird that we found?
No, I didn't. So it was great that it went to that place.
And seemingly they did a tip-top job as that bird was able to be really released back into the wild. Well, again, it's the small things, and I think these are stories that people both inside and outside DOT should know about. That we're humans, we're government employees, but we're humans who love their animals.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And want to make sure that those who are actively helping them get the help that they need as well. So, Kim, thank you so much. Thanks for doing this. And we walked by the box. She's not kidding. That thing is chock full of stuff. A lot of it is fuzzy blankets, and I want to dive in there. But chock full of stuff that the response has been fantastic, and just thank you for doing this and for picking this organization and for coming down here and chatting with us for a little bit.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you again for having me.
Thanks, Kim.
Yes, thank you.
Well, that'll just about do it for us here from the DOT POD. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. Anya, this was not only a good one, an interesting one, a feel-good one, an adorable episode.
Who doesn't love animal stories, especially about a baby fawn? It's pretty cool.
It is, and it just goes to show the compassion that our DOT workers have, and the fact that they're more than just workers out there on the road. They're people. They're people who want to make a difference in their community and are on many different levels.
Right, that's right. A lot of kindness out there. A lot of our workers doing good all over the place, not just with people, but with animals.
Absolutely. So thank you to all our guests who joined us today, and for all the hard work that they are doing currently and have continued to do. And thank you all for tuning in wherever and however you may be doing so. You can reach out to us, podcast at dot.ny.gov. That's podcast at dot.ny.gov. So for Anya, I'm Josh. Until next time, we'll be right here on the DOT POD.